Hello, everybody. Welcome to Speed Gaming 1, right? This is a week 2 of Link to the Past League Invitationals game between Triple Dino Disaster and the last location is...
Yep.
They're already started, so we're a bit late on that.
We've got Shareen, and ripping last locationers, we've got Goomba, and perhaps a little bit of bias in the commentary booth today. I'm Megawatt, and I'm here with Lin, named 2020 Cross Keys champion. How you doing today, Lin?
I'm doing good, man. I mean, especially when my team is playing, like already always looking forward to the games. We don't have anything so far, so we can talk a little bit, like aside from those 8 bomb drop from the first triple, but that's it.
Bomb drop to start off here. Not looking at too much in Lost Woods or on Lumberjack, though.
So those two runners, they actually know each other very well. I want to say too much, man, even.
Yeah, these two definitely go way back. So there's a bit of a friendly rivalry going on in this race for sure.
Actually, like, I mean, we know them very much. They were talking about how they know each other's playstyle as well. And I know Shareen was talking about Uncle Routing at the beginning, but he didn't, apparently.
I think it's just too bad when openers can't go with it.
But hey, the first actual good item so far. There's a sword in Blind's Hut, which Goomba is just gonna follow Shareen into that.
Yeah, both of the runners here opting for the Sanctuary to Lost Woods start, and then just continuing on down to the Kakariko. Considering they had and no cash to speak of, this is probably the way to go with it.
I mean, the only divergence is Goomba checking the Lumberjack, but, like, yeah, that's it. Not much difference right now. Hey, yeah, he thought about it because he knows Goomba is going to. He talked about going to Uncle because he knows Goomba is not just to try to meta game out of him. Just didn't. Not having enough money for the bubble vendor though, and Goomba's gonna have the same issue. So
yeah, they're both just outside of the comfortable range where you can drop in one more time to the well and get an extra $20 to work with. Oh, actually, Goomba's gonna be right inside that range, so he might opt to do that.
With the 50, I might just think, like, Shareen's gonna go back for the bubble vendor. Like, it's not that far.
Definitely.
And Goomba, yeah, Goomba is.
Well.
This is the right call, definitely.
It's gonna have a little bit of screen transition because it's gonna be missing 5 rupees, so he's gonna have to grab those. But yeah, I mean, Shareen had to go back up. Immediately, Shareen lost. No, I mean, Goomba lost a bit more time on nice.
And nice 300 in the back. Very timely.
Yeah, I guess Goomba's gonna have some money advantage. But yeah, this CAC was kind of dry. A lot.
Really only finding a sword to speak of here. So it's likely we'll see our runners head either to Escape or South Shore next.
I'm not sure.
I'm inclined to
Escape
think
is always
a bit more of an incentive to go to Escape, knowing that there's nothing on Lumberjack. But
I don't know. The thing is, you have a sword. I know, like, those players kind of think about Aga, kinda. So they might want to put off the castle. Like, doing South Shore at this point is not gonna hurt them. To check if they're gonna find, like, a second sword or a lamp to see if they can put off the castle for more. Like, the South Shore is not gonna hurt them.
Yeah,
it's something they'll eventually gonna do.
And especially having a sword, it makes Mini Moldorm Cave a lot more under your control, as opposed to just trying to toss bombs and hope the Moldorms don't either invincibility their way through it, or just completely dodge it altogether. That's a nice hook shot, though.
It's nice to have. It's not in the best spot because you kind of want that for that room.
Exactly.
Oh, Goomba is doing the castle play.
This does make sense. We saw the Lumberjack play from him. So he knows the only value Aga might have is if it ends up being an Aga for Dark Sea.
And Ether. Sad. I mean, that hookshot doesn't open anything right now, so... I mean, and it's not like Goomba's not gonna miss it. There's no way you skip such or...
see a flute or something like that.
I mean, unless he gets like a bow here in escape, which he will probably take to Eastern Palace, probably. I don't really see the play here of skipping the hookshot for long.
Yeah, in a spot like that, there's no way you're gonna miss it for too long. Mini Motorman Cave, though, providing our full Death Mountain access in the lamp and the glove, making South Shore definitely look like the play here.
So, access to the mountain, a lot of things in logic, like Paradox Cave. Back of escape's also in logic.
Aga's suddenly looking a lot more likely as well, just due to the item set we have currently.
Definitely. Like, only missing Pearl, obviously, but Hookshot and Glove, really good items, but also can tell you a lot about what's gonna happen next to the seed. Yeah, I didn't see the map check. Thanks, Shoulder. Our tracker today, not biased as well.
Hey man, at least we got some of it on both sides, so it's balanced.
So here are dependent, and you have Crystal at Eastern and Red Crystal at Desert.
It looks like Shareen is just gonna head straight for the mountain, which makes
no, back of escape, I won't say. Well, back of escape first.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not gonna have the key, because Goomba got the key in the front of escape. So that item in Dark Cross, if it's an item, it's not gonna be able to get it now. A lot of bombs in that seed. Don't have to worry about that. Oh, there's the map. So yeah, there's an item in Dark Cross.
Not much particular value in the back of escape. Let's see what Goomba gets here.
Little Goomba is gonna do South Shore. I mean, there's no way it's going to Eastern right now. I don't think so.
That's a horrible play right here.
Shareen is gonna go to the mountain, probably gonna check the Lumberjack on his way. But yeah, already something then that Goomba might have an advantage with Dark Cross. Probably Dark not, because we have the mountain.
Here. I mean, never count it out, I'd say. If nothing else, it's going to be slightly more vision on his end, being able to pick that up without having the Death Warp out of the front or anything like that.
Okay, I mean, that's like what? 9 checks total in logic. 8, sorry, I forgot it was Spiral. You can also check the island, technically. Cannot get the item, but...
I think it's 10 total. Counting Old Man and Spectacle Rock, yeah?
Yeah.
So very likely we're gonna see something up here.
Still missing, yeah, quite a few pieces for Dark World.
Very nice use of Ether Medallion here.
Doing all the magic, but not like we need magic right now. Oh, hello.
Oh, that's a nice flute.
I mean, not really a need to activate it right now, so yeah. Shareen just gonna finish with the mountain.
Goomba gonna do the same thing that Shareen did and just walk over to Ice Road Cave.
I think it was a bottle in
for him, the flute's just sitting on the Old Man. But yeah, that was a bottle with a B, I believe.
I mean, I don't think they're even considering fake flippering right now without Moon Pearl.
No, No, certainly not.
Oh, the stun price is actually 20.
If Goomba wanted, he could get an extra 20 and make the fake flipper play, but without the Pearl, it's not really the most viable. Because you don't want to just orphan Waterfall Fairy for no reason. Especially
Yeah, I mean, he didn't farm the last 20,
so
so
there.
yeah, he didn't farm the last 20 rupees, so I'm guessing he's not gonna do it. He's just gonna save and quit for backup skip in the mountain. Shareen's play is actually really fine, because like you want to activate that flute at some point, but there's also sick kit that you can check right now with those 2 bottles we got from South Shore.
Yeah, I agree. This is a very nice way to do it, save and quitting right after Spec Rock. So we are going to get back escape here from Goomba, but he will be able to move on towards Dark Cross, which Shareen was not able to do. Which, although unlikely to hold something, would be slightly advantageous for Goomba if it did, because Shareen's going to spend at least a little bit doing other checks before he heads in front of escape.
Shireen farming 100 rupees. Really nice use of quick swap here. Not wasting a bit of time, but not as much. You just had to quick swap to the bottle and then flute back.
Yep.
Nice money.
300. Very
nice farming.
Very seed so far.
So we have money, wet bombs. Don't think I'm gonna have issues. Actually checking Gina. I don't mind
Another
it.
300. Yeah,
like,
I don't mind this check either.
The thing is with the Gina is getting out of that spot is very long. So you want to save and quit out of that most of the time, in order to like be efficient with like walking efficiency, I would say.
And having just gone on the mountain, he's got that save and quit point now, which is where he wants to head next anyway. So it works out for him. Although he might want to save and quit the Sanctuary here.
That was
instead of
that's the worst. I don't think so. Not yet. Not yet. I mean, that opens a check. I guess.
I mean, it hardly hurts. You grab this, and then you've got the flute that heads straight back to the mountain. I don't see anything wrong with this.
It's fine. I mean, you want to have as many items, checks done before you commit to the mountain, just in case, like, you find the hammer and then gonna be able to go to Hera. Even though it's a pendant, you don't really want to, like, go around there.
If all the logic is pointing up there, then you get this very unnerving feeling in the pit of your stomach that there's gonna be something important there. And especially without mirror, it's kind of a pain to go back for it.
So boots, we have checked Spec Rock, not Spec Rock, Bonk Rock, so not blocking anything right now, but always nice to have, especially when you got a sword.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing on library either, from what I recall, so we are just gonna.
Nah, it was arrows, if I remember right. So Goomba is not gonna activate the flute right now. Gonna lose a bit of time. Might lose a bit more if Paradox actually has a lot of progression like Dark Access. But if not, like, before going to the Eastern area, I can see him.
If you're in Paradox Cave, then I'm willing to just say the next item they're going to find is going to send him through Aga.
That book might lead Goomba to.
Yeah, that book's really nice for Goomba.
Check this Agina. Not sure if they want to go for Agina before going into Desert. You might want to try your luck.
Missing boots, I can assure you he will absolutely check Aginas before Desert in this situation. Because the boots are the one thing that guarantees you the ability to full clear. Which Shareen can technically do right now. He's got all the items he needs to full clear Desert Palace.
Fire Sword Land Moto.
It's gonna be a little bit of a messy Landmo fight, but you can do it in logic. Ooh.
Oh, the mirror.
Well, that's Hera access now as well. I'd still go desert first here in Shireen's shoes. I don't know about Goomba though. Without those boots, he might be pushed a bit more towards Hera than desert right now.
The issue is that the book might also be like for Ether Tablet, and like you might want to put that off for a bit. I want to say, just in case you find like another sword or something.
Yeah, especially
when Hera is dependent.
Likely. Also, with it looking so likely to be Nagaseed as well.
You're not wasting that much time by like putting that off a little bit. It's not like it was in a great position to go into Hera. So Pennant Pod, Green Pennant Pod, Pennant Turtle Rock.
And the other 5-6 being in Mire.
Nope.
Nothing on Ether Tablet. So he does.
Actually, surprised. Like whenever Hera's a pendant, and you have full ability to clear desert as well, so a bit of a questionable choice here from Shareen.
Nice big key though. Not that it particularly matters since both our runners have the hook shot, so Herapod is a non-issue here.
Nope, the right item, Shareen.
Nice Herapod.
Yeah, I think he also got it first try, but like second try now.
We're gonna get his Zora money. We'll see where he decides to go next.
First item in Hera is nothing. Got a big key, small key. Sorry.
Yeah, this is the potential downside to Shireen's Hera play right now. Is if the item's in the basement, do you go ahead and commit to that with all of Eastern and Desert open?
I'm not sure, and that's why you like. I think you don't really want to go there yet, especially when it's pendant. Like. You can go whenever you want, especially from his spot when he decided to go. Like, it's not like it was on his way. It was just you have to climb to get there. Oh, you have a Moon Pearl. Goomba's gonna float away. I'm guessing that's the desert play. Well, Shareen gets his second item.
Okay.
So Hera is nothing.
So he's not stuck with the basement, thankfully. But Hera wasn't really that useful for him either. So it's not a great spot to be in regardless.
Goomba going to desert first. Not gonna be happy about it.
This might, if desert is gonna be laid out where you need the boots, he's gonna be making a double dip real quick.
Sharon's gonna make a lot of time though, because he's probably heading to the front of escape with the boots. So yeah. That's a lot of time he's making on Goomba right now. Having the ability to do that with boots. Well, Goomba just walked.
Going in the front of Uncle with the boots, for shame.
Oh.
Not boots locked just yet.
Not boots locked.
Not boots locked at all.
Might be an item on the torch. Oh, there's the hammer.
Okay.
That makes Lamo a bit easier. I think you still kill Lamo here because it's a red crystal. You never know where the... I mean, the mids, like the second 5-6 is actually Mire, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So we might see him save and quit. Or mirror and flute, I suppose, after this big chest check.
If that's the item, I can see the save and quit. Okay, the item's on Lamo, so...
Okay, yeah.
There's no reason not to go right now. But if the second item was on Lamo, I can see it. Like, that actually works for him, because if he's saving good out of here, he's orphaning you now.
Yeah.
And skipping the boots.
But finishing up land mode, there's no way you don't check Akinas after that, I don't
Yeah,
think.
definitely.
So he will end up getting his boots.
So that's actually all Dark will access here. Shareen actually not gonna waste that much time with that Dark Cross, especially now that he has the mirror to be able to check it here. So he's probably gonna do that afterwards.
Oh, for sure, with the lamp as well.
But yeah, I can see Shareen go to desert after that, like especially when you have the ability to full clear it. And then gonna get his Pearl afterwards.
Yeah, Shareen goes desert, he's definitely full clearing for that item on Landmo if he's still looking for the Pearl. Little does he know it's just over at Sahasrar's hut.
Bit nice use of quick flop here, opening with bombs and then switching to the hammer. There's a lot of item between those bombs and the hammer, so I don't think it's worth like going back and forth. But opening with bombs, is a very good strat here, especially with quick flop.
Yeah, it was a very good Landmo fight as well. Shareen also making the play over to desert. He's got his boots. He's got a very compelling reason to come here, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I think Hera was a bit premature, so Goomba's gonna get the boots right now. So Shareen got boots before him, but Shareen did Hera. Not sure when if Goomba's gonna go there at some point.
Shareen also has to make up a bit of time going and picking up his Pearl, which could be a factor here.
So starting at high cave, not even checking long crocs. I can get that because you can like you can do that with probably a Gravitate on Kingston check later when you're gonna be an outcast.
Going from the south as well with the mirror is pretty nice.
But yeah, especially when like with the mirror I can see Goomba just go west here to K45 until the game.
So what do we have today in the Hype Cave then? Nits would be pretty juicy. So that would make the get a bow.
I don't think that's the item you wanted to see.
Yeah, not just yet, I don't think. If Pod weren't dependent, that'd be a much more favorable item to have right away in the Dark World, but...
Actually, going for it.
This is an interesting call.
He might go Pyramid Catfish, actually.
He might be wanting to put off Thieves Town for some reason. Not really sure why, but...
Yeah, with boots, flute, mirror, like doing Pyramid Catfish into the Zora play. If you can splash delete as well. Nice red boomerang. Not grabbing it because you have the bow already.
Yeah, this looks like it is going to be Catfish into a splash deleted Zora's domain. Especially with boots, definitely a good play to make. Graveyard Legend King's team as well.
Yeah, Graveyard Legend King's as well with a hook shot. Like, I didn't think about it because, like, I forgot they had the hook shot, but you can actually do that pretty easily with that setup. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, I don't expect he'll go all the way to Bonk Rocks here though.
No. Bonk Rocks can be done in another trip for sure. Yeah, there's not
opting for a much more bomb-heavy Landmo fight. Not really utilizing the hammer much at all.
Have to be careful, because if your opener is actually high cave, you might want to have those 2 bombs before going there.
Yeah.
I think he's getting bombed here from Lambo, though, if I remember right.
Yeah, he is. So he'll be set no matter what. There are his bombs, and Shareen is now caught up to Goomba in terms of crystals, but is still behind grabbing that Moon Pearl to get in the Dark World. So he's a couple minutes behind at this point, I'd say. Although he's still up that Heraclear.
And we don't even know if it's gonna be required or not. Hopefully not. Not biased.
Biased commentator. Schulzer, I need you to straighten this guy out for me.
Shareen actually gonna water walk here? I mean, Zora is in logic, but I don't know. Before going to
play, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a bad one. It's some good density at the very least.
It is, definitely.
Even if it's mostly out of logic. And you do get to tie in one rather nasty in-logic location with this too. He is setting up a double water walk though. Yeah,
we're gonna check Hobo so he can basically walk. The only thing that would kill him would basically be if there's a piece of heart in Waterfall. Nice. Splash until a fake flipper from Goomba. Gonna be able to do the checks that Shareen is about to do, so not losing much here.
Oh, Shareen using his double water walk here. I guess I
yeah, I mean,
the idea.
It's faster. It's just faster than to get to Zora,
especially without the Moon Pearl. To get the Zora ledge if it's something, but yeah, it's a lot faster to just travel there.
And there's nothing anyways, so good for him. Okay, so
Swords may not paying off then. So Shareen's next play should be Sahasrar's Hut from here.
I can see Goomba doing bounce clocks from here. No, not even. It doesn't matter. So now what? I guess just going for Eastern Palace isn't bad. I don't know if you want to commit to pod right now. Actually opening the portal. So.
Looks like he's looking at pod as an option here. I honestly don't mind this play. You've still got a lot left you're looking for. You're looking for flippers, you're looking for the Fire Rod, Kana Samaria, Mitts. And pod being as dense as it is, being able to combo it with Eastern, this is a pretty strong play, even if it's not necessarily 2 crystals.
It's also the green pendant. Right?
Yeah, it is.
That's an extra item you can get. Definitely starting with Eastern, because Eastern is a crystal and you want to see how much you want to commit into pod. I guess you can do pod first and then before killing Helma going to Eastern. There's also that possibility.
Shareen getting his Dark World access. Might not feel too great about it, considering he's about 29 minutes into the seed, just getting that, but it was a bit of a sequence to get to the hammer in the first place.
So no smoking in the first chest. Already suspicious of the bow. But yeah, the play of Goomba going into pod first is like, he's gonna clear pod. I mean, there's only 3 items in Eastern. And you're looking for more than 3 items, so he was gonna, unless like mids, the flippers, the Fire Rod would show in Eastern for no reason as the 3 items, he was going to pod anyways. So you're basically clearing all of pod aside from Helmazor, and after that I think he's gonna go to Eastern to clear it.
Don't think you stick around for Helmasaur.
For now, that's the thing. Like,
right.
What's gonna be in Eastern with basically tell him if he wants to go for Helmazor or not.
Because it has the potential to be as many as 2 items. So finding nothing either in the front of the pod or in Eastern would be a pretty compelling reason to go for Helma, I'd say, considering that.
And if you go for Helma, you're not just touching that area again.
Yep.
There's
Because after
also
that, you
that.
just turn in the green pennant and you just never have to come back.
You know, well, K45, don't think there was anything in it.
No, just some arrows. Shareen is giving us the South Dark World here that we were discussing earlier that we thought Goomba might do. Before he got distracted by the bow.
Hello, Titan's
There's
Mitts.
the Mitts. I think that was is that the first item in pod or is that the second?
That's the first one. The first one was the shooter room was a key, so that's the first one.
Okay.
The big key. I mean, shooter room was the big key. Because you need to have 4 small keys in front of pod.
So I definitely don't think Goomba sticks around for Helmasaur after that.
I don't think so.
Probably the best item you could have asked to find here. In terms of how much.
Especially before going to Outcast. Getting the mids, not altering those checks. I mean, just getting to the portal saves you a minute having the mids.
It's so much faster with the mids. Shareen looking like he's just finished South Dark World and possibly going to Outcast now. Or no, he's also
going to pod.
Fortunately, with the flute, doing South Dark World there doesn't hurt him as far as Smith's efficiency goes. Because he can always just come grab the Smith, do Hammer Pegs, Mirror, and then flute off with the purple chest to turn that in.
It's just like if they get a Master Sword, he might be orphaning Bamboo's tablet for a bit.
Yeah, Bombos is the only factor here.
Speaking
of.
There it is. That's a good one so far. I haven't counted the items.
I think we've seen both map and compass. So there should be an item on Helmasaur here.
You're doing Eastern. I don't think you really want to stay for Helma. I mean, mids, they do open quite a few spots, but in terms of dungeon, not so much.
Yeah, you can't really full clear any new dungeons. You've got Mire and, well, Ice and then possibly Mire open to you, even though Ice isn't in Logic and Mire just might be requiring.
We don't even have Fire Source for Ice.
Exactly.
And
oh yeah, we don't have Fire Source for Ice.
Not really sure you want to go into Mire right now when you have Outcast open.
See, I don't see any other play coming up next from Goomba here aside from Outcasts. It's just a little bit too powerful at this point to ignore.
Yeah, that's the other play. Like, from Shareen, you're doing Eastern first. You have an extra mirror transition though, especially if you're not killing Helma. But with so many items missing, like, doing pod first doesn't really matter, even though it's a pendant. Like, you're only getting 3 items out of Eastern. It's not gonna hurt to just check what's in pod aside from Helma. That's... okay. I didn't count the item as well here. Sorry.
I think we might have seen 3 dungeon items in the first 3 chests.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that though.
In terms of routing, not really a reason to check it now. Like, you can have a straight line from left to right and then check it on your second trip. If that's the case. But yeah, like, the checks right now kind of evens out. Shareen did Hera, Goomba did Catfish, Gravitage. Also, K45, Stumpy, and Digging Game. They're in sync right now. So literally evened out. Different checks, but
Right.
I mean, I guess
Shareen
Goomba
still
has
has
pod
catch
ahead.
up on, yeah, in pod. He wants those mitts for sure. Don't necessarily need that Master Sword, but I can't imagine not sticking around for them. Because even after you find the mitts, you're still down 3 items minimum.
Yeah, that's the first item in pod that you're gonna get, especially with that key layout. You're getting them first.
Going for a bit of a different setup on each side. Goomba going for the more generic Armos quick kill. Shareen got his own little invention here.
And nothing in Eastern.
Yep.
So I don't think Goomba's going back.
Yeah, Goomba doesn't go back. You do have 2 items on Helmasaur, but with the mitts you have so much more open to you. Outcast is an incredible option. You can get pretty much everything while you're there, save Magic Bat.
There's also Dark Yet Mountain open with 6 items. Checking the My area and checkerboard before going to Outcast. Like that choice. Like checking the medallion and checking those 3 items really quick, especially when you've done Desert already. Which is Ether.
Probably won't see a dip here, not while Village of Outcast is still on the table.
Not yet, not yet.
Just these 3 items is perfectly fine.
Yeah, when you're not desert off the table like here, just going to the My area here makes a lot of sense. Getting those 3 items out of the way before you go into Outcast. Alright, I'm guessing we're going to Outcast now. This is the fact that TR is a pendant, so you might not gonna get into it, so that's you can like devalue the mountain a little bit, thinking you might not be going into TR in this seed at all.
Right,
although
at the very least until you find Kane. Once you find Kane and then a bit further than that Fire Rod, you're kind of forced to value it a bit more, I think. We are going to get our first Outcast check from Goomba here at the 38-minute mark.
So Shareen is gonna get the mids in a few seconds. Definitely not gonna leave after the first item, but I can see skipping Helma as well, especially after full clearing a pendant Hera.
So we've got, so far, a small key in the front of Thieves Town. Not going to be an issue for either of our runners, who both have the hammer. And we see a second item up here, or we'll just see 3 in the back.
Oh.
Ooh, a shovel. That works out really nice for Goomba.
Yeah, especially when he still needs to check Stumpy and K45, so that's just gonna route very well for him. At this point, you don't really want to go Northern Outcast. Like, you only have Skullwoods. You might not even get both items from Skullwoods, and you can check Bomber, but you can't, like, get the item even, so... Like, your Goomba's just gonna go south from here. If he's not getting anything, and gonna be able to get all those items out of the way. And then also gonna be able to check Bombo's tablet with that Master Sword.
Yeah, definitely a lot more pulling him down to the south than to the north, especially after that shovel. and still lacking the fire rod.
Also, since you already did hide cave, like there's no detour from there. You're just going straight for the purple chest.
The question is, where does he head after he picks up the item on Bongo's tablet? My guess at this point would be the mountain. You're kind of out of
if you don't get anything, like,
density. Yeah, if you don't get anything, definitely go to the mountain if you're Goomba.
So Shareen doing the same thing. Checking Meyer before going to Outcast. Like I said, like 3 checks. Want to have that out of the way. Like if there's a fire rod here, you kind of feel silly for not doing it before going to Outcast.
Especially if you're Shareen, who have already done South Dark World, so your only direction to go after Thieves Town would be north. So you definitely want to make sure you've exhausted most of your great options before going there. And kind of forcing the fire out the stip.
Oh, picking off the fire rod. There it is.
That's, yeah. So Shareen's going to be happy to see that. Although Goomba's probably feeling maybe a little conflicted now. Maybe not as much with the mids, because it's very easy to come back for Skullwoods.
It's easy to come back for Skullwoods with mids and mirror. So, like, it's only 2 items in Skullwoods. The fire rod, admittedly.
Oh, Shareen.
Oh.
This isn't good for him.
That's gonna hurt a little bit. Like, especially if some items are in the back. Especially when you're... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I guess I was about to say, it could end up not so bad if both items are just in the front and then Goomba opts to do the back first.
Yeah, definitely. Right. But at the same time, like, you already cleared South Dark World, so, like... And, like, it's not like Thieves Town is a pendant, and you have to do it. Oh,
and the
hello.
flippers. Okay. With
hello,
that,
Ice Palace kid.
Yeah, Ice Palace definitely on the table, and I think Goomba's just gonna go straight to Skullwoods and just say forget the South Dark World.
Yeah, the Swamp as well. I think they're gonna go to Swamp first.
Yeah, Swamp first, I think. It'd be a bit nicer with the cane, but at the same time, going to Swamp Palace, you kind of want to save it for a bit later to get a better idea of whether or not you want to be able to skip left side.
So I think Shareen got 1 item out of here. Those arrows. No, oh, that's the second
that's
item.
The second item. So that is going to work out reasonably well for Shareen. He's going to have to come back for the boss, but Goomba's going to have to walk back out of
if he does, that's the thing. He already got 1 item. I can see Goomba skipping the second one.
I can as well. Because at this point, you're what? Just the Canis Amari for go mode.
Yep.
And you've got Ice Palace and Swamp fully open.
Yeah, I can see that. You already got 1 item. Like, Mortala is guaranteed to give you, like, the map, the compass, or the big key for an item in the big chest. Screw that. And like, there's a chance that for Goomba, I mean, we know where the second item is, but there's a chance for Goomba that the second item is on Moth. So you're just taking it.
Mm-hmm. I do think he comes back in and checks under the bridge, though. If he does decide to bail.
He might check under the bridge. Might check under the bridge. Like, unfortunately, the pedestal is dead.
F. But yeah, as far as under the bridge goes, you are not coming back to this location. Like the front of
That's the
Skull Woods
thing.
for the second item, it's much more reasonable because front of Skull Woods is not that bad to get to. But the back, if you orphan the second item here and it ends up being important, that's a hard last location.
I think you just check it just to have it out of the way.
Definitely. But having a bit of a rough go at Moth here, though. But he gets it.
Oh, my favorite layout. yeah, I don't think he's checking that. Especially one item for go mode, and you have Swamp Palace open, the mountain, Ice Palace to a certain extent.
Yeah, bunch of options here.
If you are missing more than one item, I would see it. But, nah. But this one, yeah, for sure. This is so out of the way. Yep.
So yep, there's Goomba's one check and he's gone.
So where do you go now? Like ice, swamp?
Swamp.
Swamp.
Looks like he's gonna go for the slightly tougher left side swamp decision at the potential gain of a minute and a half or so in Ice Palace. Well, less than that, I'd say, because the only situation you save that time in Ice Palace, you're in go mode.
You still go for Argus first and see how many items you get.
Right. I think you always do that when you're one item per go.
Not checking bumbles though. Quite the chat see it though, like Kane locks so much that
yeah, you're not gonna have to touch TR at all in the seed, which is pretty nice for both of them. And it definitely devalues the mountain a good bit too. So ironically, the worst spot Kane could be, or at least one of them right now, is Super Bunny or Hookshot Cave.
Spike Cave as well, I guess.
Right.
To an extent. Even though that's not in logic right now, because you still need that invincibility item. So if the Kane is not in Swamp, like, do you think Goomba will go to the mountain before?
Oh, you were saying?
So we can go more.
Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. So Goomba hits go mode at the 48-minute mark. First chest in Swamp Palace. Pretty straightforward for him from here. We are at pretty bare bones equipment though. We'll definitely see him checking a bit of the convenient stuff on the way here in Swamp as well as in Ice Palace.
Okay, I can see him get also a few potions for going to the mountain. Or even to Vitreous. Like, no safety, not even powder. Master Sword, Vitreous. Nah.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of want something to back you up there.
I mean, you're definitely checking the thing on your way here, even in Ice Palace.
They do have a blue to work with from way earlier in the seed. But you got a second bottle. It might be worth filling up.
Depending on how you feel about your routing. I mean, Goomba did extra checks with Pyramid Gravitate Catfish, but Shareen did way more in terms of like, he went into Skullwoods without the Fire Rod, he did Hera.
Yeah, I think Shareen was expecting a bit more of a, I don't know, a diluted spread of the remaining items he had. Because I don't think his Skullwoods play was terrible, it was just unfortunate because Thieves ended up having the Fire Rod, the Flippers were also in Outcasts.
It's actually crazy because Goomba also got to check like Digging Game, Stumpy, K45. Dang
Get to skip
spot.
that, yeah.
Like, big game. I don't remember how many digs it was, but that
It was
can be
moderate, I think, somewhere between like 10 to 15. Wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either.
Oh. Missing a spin. I mean, missing a hit here. Only Master Sword. Unfortunately. Something you go to Ice before you go to Mire, because you can check stuff on the way and maybe try to get a sword or silvers.
Shareen picking up Smiths.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
He might feel behind because of all it did, so trying to get something out of that check, I guess. Especially when you have like Swamp Palace and Ice Palace open.
Yeah, it might be something out of desperation here, trying to gain back a bit of time by finding it in the dumb spot. If he knows Goomba's just gonna rush dungeons.
But yeah, Mr. Mario is Eater. Goomba's in Go mode. We know that. It's actually crazy how much the runners like made me lie today. Like I was kind of speculating, and 1 second after, hey, here's the cane. Here's
Hey,
the
you know
fire
that
rod.
item you were just theory crafting about not having?
Hey, the Master
They
Sword.
haven't.
Yeah, but it was a Master Sword in pod, I remember.
Yeah.
Not even checking Ben Gator. I mean,
I can understand it.
I
would've
understand it
gone
in the
to check
sense that
myself personally, but-
you have so much open right now. Like you got in Go mode at 47th minute. Like
Ironically, it might just be that Dark World play up to Catfish and Zora's Domain that's making him feel behind. If you're looking at the seed and thinking like, wow, this is free, like if you just go straight to dungeons and rush density and nothing else, then you're already in Go mode like 2 minutes ago. And that may be what's running through Grimma's mind here, feeling like he wasted unnecessary time doing that specific play. Little does he know, though.
oh, Shareen has a mirror shield. Not nice. And Shareen got 2 items in Skullwoods. So instead of just floating to Swamp, he just did those checks on his way to Swamp. I get it. I get it.
Bombos.
It's not really a desperation play. It's just like, okay, that's on my way. Kinda.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I'm going to Swamp, so I just checking what's on my way and not orphan that. Oh, half magic. Something Goomba's not gonna have as well.
Yeah, Goomba's really skipping a lot of the simpler checks in Ice Palace. I think he grabbed Spike Chest and Big Key Chest, and that's it. He skipped Freezor and Pengator, which are also 2 really quick checks.
The reason he skipped Freezer is just magic management.
That's fair, yeah. He has a blue, but he probably doesn't want to use it here. That was a pretty nice Fire Rod dupes, though. Gave him a bit of magic to work with on phase 2. Oh,
Well,
you don't want to use that blue potion. Come on.
I have money to buy a few
Right,
extras
but-
as well. I mean, you're on blue mail, so like you're not at 1 hit range, so. I guess, yeah, the blue mail just makes it better for Goomba. That's it. If he was on green mail, that would be a little bit dangerous, but yeah, with blue mail, it just doesn't matter at this point, especially with 11 hearts.
Alright, so Shareen about to hit go mode at the 54-minute mark, about 6 to 7 minutes behind Goomba there. A decent bit further behind in terms of just raw dungeons. He's got a few crystals to catch up on. So it's
He still had to
looking
kill Moth.
yeah, he's got to go back to Skullwoods. It's looking a bit one-sided right now. But that's just how it fell.
Goomba might do the checks on his way to GT as well. Super Bunny, Hookshot Cave. Like, those are kind of free. Like you have even like you haven't opened the tier portal yet, so it's not really that fast to just go for the tier portal.
I think it's faster to just go through Super Bunny in that situation. Like the time it takes to go hit the pegs, I think makes a difference between whether it's faster to go Super Bunny or just to go up to TR portal.
And you can get items
on the way. Exactly, yeah.
Bomb diver down for Shareen, even with King of Tamaria.
If you're consistent enough with the setup, that is potentially faster, although not by much, than just the Kane setup. Which is pretty impressive to see him pull it off so easily. Oh, and a Godmire. Okay. Not wasting any time.
I don't think you check that chest. You want to save your hearts for Vitreous. You don't, right?
Yeah, I think in this situation you check bridge first.
Oh, you actually do.
No. I guess he feels confident enough taking 4 hearts. Even though he only should have taken 3. But getting a nice Argus fight from Shareen.
Oh, missing one shot here.
Almost better phase 2.
Goomba did the same as well, so it evens out. So yeah, Master Sword, Vitreous, no Silvers, no Cape, no Blue Cane. I'm going into Blue Goo equipped, so I guess that's going to be a bit of
he's going for
damage
spins.
boosting.
This is good. He'll get to save his arrows this way too. He probably plans to go and buy another one as well.
Definitely, especially if you going to Master Sword Ganon like this. Don't really want to. We know he's not going to get half magic as well. And an extra heart for safety.
And that's 7 crystals for Goomba. Already on our way to GT. Seed went by pretty quick.
Don't know if I can do that. I'll try. No. I'll ask Fear Agent. Oh, it actually works. So we have 7 crystals, so it's time for the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. Type your numbers in chat from 1 to 22. And try to guess where the big key is. So yeah, Goomba, giving you a bit more time by getting the potion. I don't really blame him, like you have a lot of money. You're just on Master Sword.
Low equipment as well. Can't confirm you're gonna get silvers or any more hearts, mail, or temp sword.
You barely.
Nice drive through though. That was pretty clean looking.
That was very clean. And depends how he feels about the seed. Like for sure, he has catfish into Sora, into like all that route at the beginning of the Dark World. That it's on the back of his mind. But after that, he pretty much got routed the seed.
So Goomba going through Super Bunny Cave up to top of the mountain since he doesn't have that TR portal open. Gonna pick up a couple items here.
Like they are free. There's no way you're just not checking them.
For as much as he has walked past, he's not walking past this. There's no way.
Oh, that's a nice safety.
Cape. There's a lot of better things he could have gotten, but Cape is also very good. Specifically for the Ganon fight. Will we see Hookshot Cave? We will, okay. I agree with this.
For sure, for sure. Even though like you haven't touched TR, but
Oh.
eh. And we know Shareen didn't get a sword out of the checks. I don't know if he checked everything in ice as well. Unlike Goomba.
Not much in Hookshot Cave. Yeah, I didn't catch what Shareen was checking either. A bit too invested in seeing what Goomba found on his way to GT. You see a nice cold start from Shareen though.
Getting into GT at the 1 hour mark, that's just crazy. how fast that seed was. And
I feel like Shareen definitely leaned into the seed a bit here towards the early game, expecting something that would take a bit longer, and that really hurt him when it turned out to be the way it did. Literally everything was on the path.
So Dark Magician for Goomba, like I've been talking about it with him yesterday, I think.
He does this when he feels ahead.
That means he feels ahead.
He feels ahead. 100%. All right, so forget everything we just said about him feeling bad about that, about that catfish to Zora play. He feels ahead.
Or you just met a gaming Shareen, you don't know.
That's true. They do have a history, so there could be a little bit of the metagaming going on as well.
No key.
No small key in Hope Room.
I didn't see that. What four keys? Oh yeah, 5.
Oh yeah, that was 4 keys. There was one on the torch. Oh my goodness. You'll see that every day.
Right, not gonna get spoiled by a small key then if it's in Compass Room. Nice magic drop.
Oh, that's a nice magic drop.
Getting bullied a little bit here. Shareen did check the spike chest before checking the bridge, unfortunately.
Okay, not gonna bother with that key in the hallway. Because why would you? Unless you plan on opening that center door there.
And you have enough keys for everything. Like, technically you would need, like, 2 keys in order to full clear GT. With the climb.
Goomba's over-equipped here.
And now you have 4. Oh,
it's tempered. Yeah, he's got no reason to worry now. He's absolutely set.
No boomerang though, so gonna have to go through this room with the Cane of Samaria.
The difference to see GFE was Shareen kind of investing in what he thought was going to be a long-term payout of just trying to be efficient, and not really, which didn't really gel well with the fact that this was definitely a bit of a jet seed, kind of with everything on the way. So you don't really have to go back and check make bad checks.
I mean, Goomba did bad checks, but Shareen just did more.
He did,
that's the thing.
yeah. Goomba did like one string of bad overworld checks.
Like, the only sensible decision in this seed, it probably is if you go to Outcast before you go to Pod. Because if you go to Outcast before you go to Pod, you have the ability to full clear Swamp as well. There's also that. And since Goomba went into Pod before going to Outcast, he can assume that maybe Shareen went into Outcast because it was Pen and Pod. And then he got the ability to full clear Swamp and lost quite a bit of time in here. Eventually you get mids for Go mode if you do that, but they're in Pod.
Shareen having a bit longer of a Viddy fight as well, not using the same approach that Goomba did here. Did he use his blue potion at some point? That might be why. I'm not actually sure.
Here's the thing, like if you like go into Outcast first, you get the ability to focus swamp, you get your cane, your maybe mids for go mode, but oh, that's the key by the way. What's
I believe that was the second to last chest it could have
this was
possibly
21.
been. It's
That was
21. Just short of everybody's favorite.
Congrats, Dax. You won the big key guessing game. But yeah, like if you go into Thieves Town, get the fire out, and then you go into Swamp, you get the cane, you're maybe mids for go mode, and then you get mids in pod. The problem is you only have one medallion.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, what works for you in that situation is that the one medallion you're looking for is for Meyer. So it's as simple as just fluting and checking that. But you do have to make the call on a pod to like, do you back out immediately or not? Because it is like one of the first items you find. So yeah, I see your point.
I mean, there's also like there was a sword in the back of pod. I think you still kill the back, but you definitely not kill armor. I mean, I think like in that route, especially when it's still on fire sword, you go to the back of pod and get another one, and you're happy with that.
Yeah, with mids being the first item you get out of pod, I can definitely see that play.
You're definitely not getting him in that route though.
No, I mean, yeah, that's out of the question, I think. At that point, you still got all of GT, so like you just gamble a swords in there, or just somewhere on the way, because you've also got DDM at that point as well. DDM, the stuff on the way in Ice Palace, maybe in Meyer, although that's probably the least likely spot you'll find one. Shareen gets down Moth, gonna pick up his 7th crystal.
Probably gonna do the same checks as Goomba. Super Bunny into Hookshot Cave for entering GT. Being safe here, waiting for the jingle before climbing up the stairs.
Yeah.
Don't really blame him.
Yeah, he was running a bit low on time. Just thanks to having to pick up that magic. Not wasting any time with the upper checks in GT. Not that he has to worry about that. I don't think Silver's there would save Shareen in this case.
I mean, Goomba is almost done with GT. And Shareen's gonna spend time on a few extra checks as well here. Moldorm.
Oh, Moldorm getting a bit of revenge.
Nope.
Checking exactly
No
one
silvers.
chest.
Yeah, Shareen. Gonna get his cape and his nothing.
His unique items.
I mean, even if Shareen doesn't DM, it's not gonna be enough as well. It's gonna save a bit of time though. Oh, actually skipping Hookshot Cave. Interesting.
Pretty good Aga 2 fight from Goomba so far. Oh, there it is.
You jinxed it.
Alright. 2-2-1-1. Should have been a 2-2. If I didn't open my mouth, of course.
Not getting that sub 110, unfortunately. Thanks, GT Big Key.
Hey man, could have been worse.
Shareen actually going for a more standard route and
He's
not
gonna
getting
end
a
up
gear.
saving time on this though, so it works out for him. Goomba getting the 1. Nice clean 1-1 there. Taking a
Bit
few
low on
hits.
health.
Yeah.
But you're fine now. Now that the bats are away, you should be fine.
Pretty
Not
good
a lot of
teleports.
TP getting... Oh.
Oh.
Hello, Helmut
Low lock
King.
throw. Very classy.
Not sure if that would have been a time save, to be honest.
No, definitely not.
Yes, the first bow was in High Cave, the second bow is on Helmut King. Good game. That's a very
And
good
that's
fight.
it. That is GG's for Goomba.
GG's Goomba.
Going to pick up the second win for the last locationers this week, going 2-0 over Triple Dino Disaster. GG's to him. What's that finish time, Lynn?
I'm not in the room. Let me get it. Okay, Goomba is usually very precise on it. It's 120. Yeah, it's 112 Sunday on the dot. And Shareen forwarding right after that. I guess
It was well
we're
played
gonna
from
get...
him. Just unfortunate that it didn't work out quite the way he was routing it for.
The route was good. Just like, I mean, you're going to swamp. You're gonna you have those checks on the way, but that ended up
Shireen's route.
costing more time.
Yeah, from what I could tell, Shareen was definitely planning for a bit more of a long-term thing. Definitely wasn't expecting the seed to be quite as jet as it was. And it would have worked out for him a lot better, I think, if the seed had actually spread out the items a bit more instead of just stacking everything in Thieves Town, Outcast, and then just dropping the Cane Swamp.
Like, even the pod play, like, it was the mid. You're just basically, like, you have to go there because you're not gonna have anything at some point. And then you're just in go mode because either was free, it was just in the dam, if I remember right.
Hookshot was in the dam. Where was Ether?
Also, I mean, it was a sunken item.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That was.
Like, you're really bottleneck into going into pod, but our two players decided to go very early, and then they got rewarded for that. And, like, kind of bitching a little bit for doing that Smith chain, I guess. But I think it's at the cost of doing left side swamp in that position.
So we'll see if we can't get either of our two runners in here for a post-race interview. Alright, so yeah, the bot seems to be having a few issues, so some of this stuff needs to be done manually. So we did send them each the invite. So we should be seeing them
There
in
they are.
here in a
I
moment.
mean,
Okay, yeah.
hello, both of you.
We are joined by Shareen and Goomba. GG's to both of you.
GG's.
GG.
GG.
Nice jet seed, right?
Nice, that's it. Like, I was talking about it a little bit. Like, even if you don't go into pod, you're kind of bottlenecked into going into pod anyways, because mids just unlock too much. It's just that because of doing less side swamp, I guess. But
they
I don't know.
unlock too much, but in this seed they literally unlock nothing. Nothing is locked by mids in this seed.
Yo,
Yeah.
Bombos was mids locked.
Oh, that's true.
that's true. So, like, we talked about it yesterday, Goomba. What I was saying as well. Like, you did Dark Magician into GT, so we were guessing you were filling ahead.
Well, obviously. Do you know how much overworld I skipped? Of course I know that.
I mean, you still did like Pyramid, into Gravel Ledge, into King's Tomb, into Catfish, into Zora.
yeah. But I figured it was pretty likely Shareen did that stuff as well, because I know how he tends to route, so...
Yeah, I think we both knew how this race was going, for the most part. Like, I knew I lost the race once I got Pearl, so it was just like, well, alright, I mean, sure, seed's over at the 28-minute mark for me. That kind of sucks.
I'm actually, like, I wanted to ask you what made you go into Hera after getting the mirror.
So, I'm missing 2 pieces for Dark Worlds, Hammer and Pearl, so I'm thinking, like, Desert's not gonna be the full answer here. So, I figured I'd get a head start on, like, knocking out some checks to see what I would find. And you know, I was right. Desert obviously didn't have both pieces of progression, but that's the reason I ended up going over to Hera. I also, I mean, I was able to check the tablet too, so it wasn't that bad to go over there. But yeah, I figured I can hold off on Desert because it's not just gonna put me in go mode, right?
I guess. I mean, don't really want to do a Fire Sword Landmo. I can see that.
Exactly. That's another thing. Like, if you saw my Landmo fight, I think I was there for like, I don't know how many cycles.
I don't remember. That was a lot.
Not mine was like 4 cycles or something, even okay.
Not to mention that Shareen, you'd already been over there beforehand, just to one-off check Aginas with the flute. And had gotten your boots out of it, but...
I already knew when I got Pearl that I was like at least 4 to 5 minutes behind based on Hera, Escape, double climbing the mountain, the water walk play I knew for sure Goomba would not do, so I already knew I was like 5 minutes behind getting that Pearl. And that's just kind of what led me to make the rest of my decisions. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
For me, like, after getting the mitts in pod, I feel like the rest of the seed just kind of played itself. Like, I just went to Thieves Town, I got 2 of my items, I'm like, okay, I have 2 crystal letters I can do, and I'm missing 1 item, let's just go do my dungeons, I guess. So hey, it's the cane, okay. Good seed.
So
Why didn't you look for Quake?
I think we probably did a similar route. I mean, I ended up starting Hype Cave as well, and when I got the bow, I figured you would go Pyramid Catfish and then Mirror and Flute to Pod. I ended up going to Dig Game because I was able to do 45, so I felt like, why not, let's do Dig Game and then go to Pod. And then afterwards, I'm like, okay, if I skip Helmet here, that might make up for, like, the fake flipper stuff that I did. You know, so if you ended up doing everything before Saha except for the fake flipper, then I knew we would be on even footing as far as that was concerned. Once I did Skull Woods into Graveyard Ledge King's Tomb and then found Fire Rod and Flippers and Outcasts, I'm like, okay, 100% if the cane isn't Swamp, this race is already lost. Like, I already knew straight up because I was 5 minutes behind in the light world. So I figured, let's just do Smiths along the way, check the tablet, check the shovel, and, you know, I mean, honestly, I'm not, you know, I'm not too upset. I was about 8 minutes behind or so. I don't feel like I lost this on, you know, super bad decision making or super bad execution. I think it's just the way the seed went, and I mean, I still could have got a 1-1x almost. So
I mean, I feel like it. I mean, if you just look at the play, you would say that they are bad decisions, but they're good decision in a sense that you feel behind and you need to do, like, try to do something about it.
right.
I
'cause
guess.
Yeah.
At that point, macro efficiency was my win card. You know, Cane and Swamp wasn't a win condition for me, so I knew knock out Smiths, then we'll do Swamp. For sure, skip left side. Then we'll do like Caneless Ice and then Caneless Mire, and like that was kind of where I was going.
Yeah. I felt reasonably ahead, so I figured I would just do Swamp first and then route up and do Stumpy, Dig Game, Smiths, all that stuff after Swamp if I didn't get the cane in Swamp. So.
Yeah. It sucked losing the race in the light world, but like I really don't know else how I would have played it. Like there's really nothing I could have. I feel like I would have done differently, knowing what I knew.
Yeah. I don't know. I decided to put off Hera because I had the float and I could just knock out some other checks pretty reasonably. I figured something would be in desert with the early book, so I floated to Saw's Claws and I got the Moon Pearl and I'm like, okay, well, my hammer mitts is just gonna be in desert, just let's go over there.
In retrospect, desert is a good call if it has mitts, because then that could open, you know, more East Death Mountain / Checkerboard Cave, whatever. I guess, like I said, you know, missing both the Pearl and that second item, I felt like, okay, let's just get something to help me with Landmo, even though it's only a small difference, you know, because I'm playing for the longer race, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, every second counts.
Yeah. I'm curious, like, how far behind was I entering Dark World? I assume it was like 4 or 5 minutes.
Not really, because you did get those boots before Goomba, and you did escape with it. That Goomba already did as well.
I'd say
I
closer to 2 or 3 minutes.
I didn't get the boots until after I was already done at Desert Palace, so.
Okay.
And yeah, I also did escape.
There's also kind of a time save because Desert wasn't even boost locked. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do Hera, and I didn't do any of the water stuff, although I did that with Catfish later, so.
I did. Yeah, I ended up, not a great play. I ended up arming a water walk and then going to Hobo and to Zora because I was ready to commit to Eastern at that point. Because all I had left was Saw Eastern, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to commit to Eastern, so let's do this quickly. You know,
Right.
90-second check and then go into Eastern. I felt like if Pearl's in Eastern, then it's just an even game at that point, so.
Yeah.
I think it certainly would have been based on what we were watching.
I'm not sure if I would have gone into Eastern after Saw's Closet if the Moon Pearl wasn't there. I might have, but probably not before Desert.
Would you have done Hera before Eastern in that situation?
Probably. I'm not sure. I would think so.
It wasn't basement locked, so it was a pretty nice Hera.
And both items as well, not touching the basement.
Exactly.
The thing is, I was kind of hesitant on going up to Hera because I didn't have a Master Sword in case there was Dark World progress on Ether Tablet. But
Alright, I guess that's pretty much it. You're both, I mean, I'm in Goomba's team, so I know we're done for the week.
We do have some more matches coming up tonight. On this channel, in about 30 or so minutes, we have the Bomb Squads at Irondack Rick versus Komodo Hyper's Farame, and that's going to be a doubleheader.
Yeah, doubleheader. Just after Rick versus Farame, we have Fred Coughlin versus Kyong. So it's in about 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, the doubleheader starts in 30 minutes, and then Fred versus Kyong. Basically, after that race ends, the tentative time is 10 o'clock. But
we also have on SpeedGaming 4 Serling Kalot versus Big Danka in 1 hour and a half.
Yep, starting at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And I believe that is it for the rest of the night. But it's
for
certainly
invitationals.
some really good matches coming up tonight. Be sure to tune in. Going to be really entertaining. I'm probably going to watch those as well.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you later on Speed Gaming.
Have a good night.
And remember to follow Speed Gaming 126, I believe, and the ALTTPR channels as well, because there are also the Open League is also on Speed Gaming, the ALTTPR League channels. So
Also
be sure to catch those as well.
Also be sure to follow myself, Megawatt, and Lynn for doing commentary. If we can just pat ourselves in the back there. And our boy Schultzer in the tracker booth did an excellent job today. Also be sure not to follow Shareen or Goomba. Just because.
All right. See you later.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.